Yo, Creative Drive. Today, I've really been creatively driving. Riding around all day, playing beats, working on these songs, working on, Today was a wild day, cause I was skimming through beats. I've been penning concepts for multiple beats, so it's like sketching shit out. I got these two main joints I'm working on, that's getting closer to completion, and it's creatively driving, creative drive is and all those years of me not writing rhymes, being in the studio listening to beats, never writing my fucking rhymes and shit, for a long fucking time. Because when I heard that Jay-Z did it and Biggie, I thought that shit was a lie, and I started doing it. It was this one song I did with XL and Lash, It was What You Say. It was a Clientele beat. Got the beat playing, and we all three in the studio writing the shit on the spot. And Last come up with the hook. The more I get paid, the more I get blazed, the more a nigga think about getting so paid. That shit, nigga come up with the hook, boom, he go in there and lay the fucking hook down. So now, we all fucking writing our verses, right? So, nigga Cliff always write his verses super quick, so that nigga going first. Kill the shit. Then Last go in. Kill the shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, as we writing, it's already one of them things, because all three of us is trying to fucking eat. Nigga, all three of us is trying to fucking make, had the hottest verse on this fucking song, right? So, man, I'm writing, I got maybe a couple more lines left or whatever. And it's just one of them things, to where it was like, that was one of my favorite sessions I remember, because, you knew it was three motherfuckers in there that wanted to smoke shit, you know what I mean? And it was a good session. I remember I said, I'm raised different, mind of a militant. Bred to get the dough, so my grind paid different. I'm a cognac shooter, no rosé sipping. Acrobatic stacks, my dough stay flipping. Kidnap Jacksons, hold Benjamins for ransom. Got plenty of them Jackson. Keep the change, a weak and lame. Spit that fire flame that'll leak your brain. On some young, black, and gifted shit. Ambitious. But, that shit paying off now that I ride around all day, I could just write shit in my mind, in my head, transfer that shit to the phone. And the process of making this album, The Day the Sun Didn't Shine, this is the most intentional I've been about making an album, you know what I mean? The Longest Breakup, thematically, that was self-explanatory, you know what I mean? That ain't, you know what I mean? There was some good concepts on there, In the Meantime, Crucifix, when I wrote the song from Nashi, Respect Him, and had him rap it, he killed it, you know what I mean? There was some good concepts on there, All the Smoke, you know what I mean, about how, we could get along when we fucking smoking, we both fucking, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? We blaze, you know what I'm saying? It's calm down. Then it's shit. Motherfuckers, goddamn, when that high come down, shit turn up. And, it had some good concepts and shit. But a lot of that shit happened when I was down in Florida at Frank crib. I came down there with a few songs, but most of that shit was written right down there on the spot within that week. You know what I mean? And everything came together with different people, artists that Frank knew down in Florida. But this one's different because it's like my whole team, my whole circle, everybody is like, it's a collaboration, getting concepts, getting ideas, you know what I'm saying? Being intentional, getting different type of advice, you know what I mean? As far as like, how to do it, you know what I mean? Like how to move, the consistency of it. Like Chris is like, yo, make sure you write every day. You gotta write every day, no matter what. Not when you fucking feel like you gotta write every day. You know what I mean? James hit me up, boom, got these concepts. I think you should start it like this. Boom, boom, had a beat switch, da 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 da. Different concepts. This is how you can incorporate Nashi's perspective. Boom, you know what I mean? And then Lawrence like, yo, nigga. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be writing this shit for at least a year. And then, whatever I write that don't fit within the album theme, I'm gonna just put that shit out there. He like, nah, dog. If you start working on some shit that's not fitting the album theme, you need to abort that shit, put that shit to the side, and focus on shit that's gonna be specifically tailored to the project that you're working on. And Tone, he like, yo, shit. Okay, what happens on days the sun doesn't shine? And then me and him brainstorming. Like, okay, when the sun don't shine, the flowers don't bloom. When the sun don't shine, it fucking rains. And the sun don't shine long enough, motherfuckers get depressed. Like out, like out Portland, Seattle, Washington and shit. You know what I mean? So like, from this perspective, man, I just feel like a good analogy is like, I love boxing. And every time it's a big fight coming up, they interview the fighters, right? Every fighter always say the same shit. Yo, this training camp was amazing, yo. Like my team was locked in, the training camp, everything went well. My dietitians, my weight training, my conditioning coach, sparring partners was crazy. That, and that's how I fucking feel. And I feel like making something meaningful, because within hip-hop, it's just not an abundance of good projects, I don't think, it's not even a debate, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you have certain projects that do certain things very well, but they're not like all-time albums, you know what I mean? They're not like, you could say, okay, this is a classic boom bap album, or this is a classic trap album. And then you got albums that fit within those subgenres that are still widely considered as a classic. Regardless, like this shit is a classic. You know what I mean? Like Astro World. Like Astro World's a classic. No matter like what type of rap music you listen to, that shit's a classic. Pray for Paris, classic. You know what I mean? Black on Both Sides, classic. You know what I mean? It's certain shit. Young Jeezy first album, classic. You know what I mean? So it's like, it just getting into that mindset to where it's like, to contribute something meaningful that's like, if I only made one fucking album and had one album to contribute to this shit, and it's the only album I ever make that'll ever be heard, that's how I gotta approach this shit. That's how I'm looking at it. Like, this is as if this is the only album that I'm ever gonna present to the fucking world. To view, observe, listen to my art. So different fucking feeling than when I made Dead Bro Can't Living album, or Recognize Real album, or Blind Ambition album, or The Longest Breakup album, or fucking when we made the Roughest Sound album, or Mantras album, or me and Frank made Tough Act to Follow. Me and Raheem made Black Radio albums. You know what I mean? When I did the Chicago sessions, when I lived out in Chicago. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of that shit ended up coming out good. All the shit I recorded at Battle Squad, that's supposed to be I Went In, and all them other albums that we were supposed to drop. You know what I mean? Like the American Dream album. All these albums, a lot of it was working during time periods. So they came together based on where I was at in life at the time. You know, the thing with this one, that we have a concept before completion, before like really working on it. So it's like we have the concept, but then at the same time, same things are happening. Like, oh shit, ideas is popping up. So it's like it's a entirely new experience, you know. And it's like the first time I've been actually making an album, and I know that when I complete it and present this shit to the world, it's gonna be heard. It's an entirely different feeling. The day the sun didn't shine. Creative Drive. Peace.